call the cops, the kids are starting to talk now. Ain't no elementary, we'll push it down if we locked out. All these motherfucking priorities looking shot now. Everybody spin till it's shatter shit in your own house. Back to back, baby, get ready, I got you blocked out. Someone blow the whistle until the whistle get chopped down. Everybody's story is always something they dox loud. You could have the glory until you finally boxed out. All that money in the world and the television out here still clutching at the pearls. Tell Jerry you should probably watch an episode of Curb. Wasn't woke motherfuckers made your Pop-Tarts burn. Come on. Someone got the demon out the bottle, got the Knicks up on their combo, chucking balls of who said Cabo in the stands. Hit your kid and you call yourself a man. When you deep in troubled waters, better fight it, get a plan like. Y'all bring the challenge, who got the answer? Charges get canceled, whoa. Y'all want some mentions, I stay authentic. Y'all steal your content goals. Now you gotta double check the next steps. Always say you cooking, I be spitting out the excess. Banger after banger, I just kill it like the X-Men. Yeah, I'm Harry Potter, I ain't Joey fucking best friend. Fuck that, I ain't here to follow your leader. You mad at the kids like your parents when they caught you with reefer. I'm watching you beefing like Dana when a briefing is reaching high. I kind of protesters blend the people who peaceful and they get the beatings. Very dang sounded just to blame kids. Bad taste like handing out pizza to a tape, bitch. Up in his arraignment. Learn you a lesson, you thought a correspondence dinner gonna bring on the pressure that's rare in the center. Cynics have to bury the ledger like Arizona see the politics and bury the measure. You say you regret it, the Britney coverage back in your set list. I'm fucking shameless like the DA saying I'm not arrested, well that's a confession. Shit is wonky from the top down. Get with our account, get the data or get locked out. If you got a problem waiting now, I can drop now. Tell Aubrey that he got another daughter animal. Ouch. Woo! Way too soon, oh my God. I'm recording this on Friday night, early Saturday morning. This is one of the greatest nights in hip-hop history. I'm so excited. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching Freestyle the News. If you like what you heard, please float into that like button and take it to an alternate dimension where there's like 1,000 of you, and then all of them just start beating the ever-loving shit out of that like button, pummeling it into the ground until you're standing over it with a tattoo of heaven on your back so they know that you are the true master of the fist. And then leave a comment on your favorite bar. Evo stuff is heating up. Street Fighter 6 is looking good. And tonight was the greatest. It's so I'm gonna get to that. Before we go on, I want to let you guys know about some cool stuff that's coming to TooSoonCrew.com. First off, I want to let you know we're gonna be uploading Freestyle the News to TooSoonCrew.com so you can watch them completely ad-free. And while we don't do it for this episode, other episodes where we want to talk about specific things we don't usually get to talk about because of YouTube, we'll go into more depth on. So for example, when we cover stuff like Israel, we have to be really careful with how we talk about certain things. And it's going to be a way for us to report quite a bit more. If you don't know what TooSoonCrew.com is, it's our patron service, kind of like Patreon, where you get those ad-free episodes, you get extra videos, you get to hear songs early. We're gearing up to release a lot of music this summer, the first one probably in June, so you get to hear that early. You get a discount on merch, you get to leave messages in the episode. So listen, head on over to TooSoonCrew.com, sign up. It really helps us make more content and do cooler shows. And at the same time, we want to keep this YouTube thing going and all of us having a good time. And I'm very appreciative of you all. And okay, listen, we have a lot of news to get into this week, and some of it just the best in hip-hop, but I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save the hip-hop stuff. That's my dessert. But let's start off with a story we've been talking about for 3 weeks now, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The campus protests and the anti-Semitism bill. Listen, for the last month, campus protests have been the talk of the entire nation, the entire world, really. As was started as solidarity from the students of Columbia and other colleges towards the plight of the Palestinian people in Gaza, has expanded to multiple colleges across the United States. Students building encampments, organizing, live streaming. Very quickly, this is not giving a free thumbs up to every single action that has occurred on those campuses. Obviously, there are bad actors in every big protest movement, but the large majority and focus of the pro-Palestinian protesters has been to occupy the campus and to force the universities to divest in companies they are associated with who are aiding and abetting Israel in the situation in Gaza currently. And listen, since my report last week, this situation has gotten no less easier, with police crackdowns becoming more and more frequent and more escalated, with an estimated 2,300 people at the time of this recording having been arrested, as well as tons of misinformation flooding every single headline you can possibly find. One of the biggest events everybody's talking about is this UCLA protest, where counter-protesters were hired by pro-Israeli groups to agitate and attack pro-Palestinian protesters. They came in, tore down the barricade, violence occurred, occurred with tons of videos online of these counter-protesters stirring fights and everything like that around pro-Palestinian people, hired to agitate the issue in general. And this caused a huge uproar at UCLA and also led to tons of misreporting, like this BBC article which reports what happened, but it doesn't tell you specifically enough, so you would essentially assume that, oh, the pro-Palestinian kids are causing some shit again, which feels very, very intentional. Now, I will say, that's not every pro-Israeli protester on campus. Listen, I know tensions are high, but this specific group was hired to agitate things. They are not every counter-protester, and it's important to call that out. And all of this is kind of exemplified in the new anti-Semitism bill, and I put that in quotation marks because of what the bill actually does. The bill was set to be brought about by the House because they want to give campuses a stronger cudgel to curb anti-Semitism. But what the bill actually does is expand the definition of anti-Semitism to targeting the state of Israel conceived as a Jewish collectivity. What the fuck? Listen, there are plenty Muslim countries. I would never in my life, think it would be okay to say it's Islamophobia to criticize the government's actions in those countries. A lot of Muslims in those countries think their government is corrupt. You know who else thinks their government is corrupt? A shit ton of Israelis. That's probably why they were rioting last March. Do you understand what you are saying? You are telling people that criticism of a foreign power, an allied foreign power, mind you, but a foreign power, criticism of that foreign power's government actions or government infrastructure is now anti-Semitism. Is it anti-Semitism to say that Netanyahu saying that he doesn't want his entire country to have a Supreme Court that can curb his own fucking actions so he can take power over the whole country is anti-Semitism? Is it anti-Semitism to say Benjamin Netanyahu stole fucking money and embezzled shit for years, defrauding the citizens of his country? Is it fucking anti-Semitism to say that the hostages who are dying right now in Hamas custody, some fired on by Israeli military, are furious at Netanyahu's actions and the way he has been callous towards getting the hostages released in general? Are they anti-Semitic, those Jewish people talking about it? A lot of my friends who are so deeply Jewish, like it's such a huge part of their identity, are frustrated with shit like this. And this bill is an attack on free speech. Let's be very clear. Anti-Semitism is absolutely fucked up. I have spoken in depth about it on this show time and time again. But scapegoating this hurts Jewish people in general. It hurts Jewish people from being able to voice their opinion because they get called anti-Semitic too. And this has nothing to do with religion or heritage. It has to do with a political government operation. That's what it is. This isn't the Crusades. It's about people vying for power and innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. And you should be allowed to call that bullshit, whether you're on a college campus or on a YouTube video. Fuck that shit. Sorry, I just had to go off. Let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, it's a very charged situation. And now, I get to have my dessert. Let's talk about Kendrick v. Drake. Listen, I need to address something really quickly before we go forward. I talked about this earlier on the Zaid Talks, and on the community post for that Zaid Talks, I had one comment from somebody who frequently comments on my videos. I had a poll about what I should cover, and Kendrick versus Drake was leading, and he said, given the response, it looks like you gave in to the bots. That or you were already going to do this topic. Obscenely low views for your usual content, even being as early as it is. I knew that the poll couldn't be right. Your core audience is not so uncultured to actually care about rap beef. That fucking pissed me off. Not when so many other more important things are happening right now. Let me make this absolutely clear. Caring about rap beef is not uncultured. You are talking to a rap battler right now. The skills that I have when I do freestyle the news, a lot of them are from rap battling. The skills as a songwriter, when I talk about serious things like depression and social justice and all of those kind of things, those skills and the way I address those things and I storytell come from rap battling. I understand if people are not like super hype about rap battles, okay? But calling it uncultured is super fucked up. Let me explain to you why we like rap battles. Rap beefs and battles are fun because they are artists at their most creative. They are trying to be the most creative with the way they diss each other, and they're keeping it within music, and it makes them better performers. Drake and Meek Mill became better artists because of their tussle. Nas and Jay-Z did as well. Tupac and Biggie were trying to squash their beef in the last few years of their lives. They didn't even die from their beef. Tupac died from an altercation in Vegas, largely due because he was with Suge Knight starting shit. And other people killed Biggie. They were never linked together except for their tussle, and they were even trying to downplay it. Some grudges can get dangerous, absolutely, I'm not arguing that. But when it's about the sport of rap and the competition, think of it like a really great boxing match. And by the way, if you're thinking all of the allegations, a lot of times rap allegations, they're not telling the truth, they're exaggerating things. These are professionals, they have thick skin. You can't say that rap battling is uncultured, but debate content in politics is like fucking for savants. Because A, debate content is like rap battling watered down and less entertaining, and B, rap battling actually improves the genre it's in. Debate content doesn't fucking solve shit. So listen, you don't have to like rap battling, I totally understand, but don't call it uncultured. Don't imply that it's not as sophisticated or highbrow as you would like it. A lot of rappers are smarter than you think, especially in this battle. And before you say there are more important things in the world, I know a bunch of Gaza activists who texted me literally tonight as this happened about this beef, because honestly, they need a respite from the shit show that's going on in the world today. And this is fun. You can have fun and still advocate for serious issues. I'm doing that now. Let's get to my dessert. This morning, Kendrick dropped a follow-up to Euphoria, his track that he previously released responding to Drake. Euphoria was a huge diss track. It's been making the rounds everywhere. You can watch my video on it, but 6:16 a.m. in LA doubled down on a lot of what Euphoria was saying. It felt more like a traditional song, but it felt like another warning shot from Kendrick, having multiple lines in there about a mole that Kendrick may have in Drake's group, with lines like, "Fake bully, I hate bullies, you must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. Can Tusi slide up out this one? It's just gonna resurface." Woo! Kendrick really implying that people in OVO are not very loyal to Drake and that he has people spying on him. It was received well, and it felt like, okay, this battle is ratcheting up. Everybody patient, being like, okay, Drake's gonna eventually respond. People talking about it like when it was gonna be, until Drake started posting on his Instagram story memes about him pushing a red button, a clip from Equalizer 2 where Denzel's threatening a bunch of people, texting people like Kai Cenat, stay streaming like something's gonna happen. And on my way to the gym, I got texted by my friend, Drake just dropped. Drake dropped the track Family Matters, as well as a video to go along with it. And this diss and video were like, went hard. Honestly, didn't disappoint. It was heavy and it ratcheted things up. The video features Drake buying the van that you saw in Good Kid Mad City, a similar van to that, and then taking it to a lot and crushing it down. That van symbolizing like Kendrick's relationships and a lot of other things that he talked, like it's a big deal. There's another point where he has a shot of somebody wearing all of Pharrell's chains and Kendrick had defended Pharrell. Another shot with two cakes saying happy co-parenting and happy divorce. And that's important because a lot of this track is dissing Kendrick and his relationship with his wife, Whitney Alford, with lines like, "You acting like an activist is make-believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees." Another line, "K-Dot shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it." Ooh, that one fucking hit heavy. But again, rap beef isn't about what's true, it's about what sticks in the perception of it. Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Oof. Another line just kind of building his case, kind of delegitimizing Kendrick's like status as like this elegant, poetic rap storyteller. Oh, you just automatically get a Grammy. It's not about the substance, it's just handed to you. You want to take up for Pharrell, then come get his legacy out of my house. That's when he has the guy with all of Pharrell's chains on. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you're Bishop from Juice. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she bigger than you? Fuck! That is a bar. Now listen, I'll just also preface this. There's a lot of lines about Kendrick's wife cheating on him, Kendrick cheating on his wife. A lot of those allegations are on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Kendrick talking about his sex addiction and how it affected his family. That doesn't really hit because we feel bad for Kendrick. He's admitting those issues. But I do think that self-defense line fucking hits hard, regardless of whether it's true or not. Again, perception is everything. Obviously, domestic violence, never okay. Really, really fucked up. A big part about that diss is Drake's allegations against Kendrick for domestic violence. That's become a bigger and bigger conversation online, wanting people to address Kendrick's treatment of his wife, Whitney Alford, because Drake is talking about an incident in 2014 where he hired a crisis management team because of a domestic violence incident. But here's the thing, it takes very, very little snooping to find out that Drake is actually referring to a different incident that happened at the Hard Rock Casino, where a security guard had alleged that a woman had come up to her saying that Kendrick Lamar had beaten her bloody. They had handed the accusation to media takeout, and it was something at the time that felt very out of character for Kendrick Lamar to do. The crisis management team had approached media takeout and said, hey, this is false. Media takeout believed that the woman seemed very believable, and when they went to investigate, they were unable to confirm her specific charges, but they were able to confirm that Lamar was at the casino. However, there was a supreme lack of evidence in the case, with Lamar even directly addressing it on air.
When they said you were in Vegas and you beat some guy bloody and you did something to some female, and they said they had evidence and all of this, and then I never heard anything about it again.
Yeah, because it's foolishness. That's the most ignorant stuff I've ever heard made up.
I was like, Kendrick did that? I doubt it.
And, you know, that person, whoever made that up, owes an apology. Not to me, but to women that actually go out there and get abused. You dig what I'm saying? That's a real issue. And to be putting a person name that you know, that stands for someone way more better, that's been raised way more better than that, that's not cool. It's people out there that really get abused, and there's women out there that get abused and don't say nothing and you know, live their lives through that. So
because I was like, I'm sure if that happened, there'd have been a police report. You would have been arrested.
That's foolishness. That's ignorant. That's all the way ignorant to 100%.
The charges were dropped. The woman also recanted her statement. Couple things. Number one, in the world of rap battling, recontextualizing that incident for people to think that that's between Kendrick and Whitney, brilliant chess move. I told you, this is a game about mischaracterizing your opponent, but it's also a moment where I should say you should take everything with a grain of salt, because again, that's horrendously mischaracterized, as is the allegations that Whitney is unfollowed Kendrick because of the diss. They didn't follow each other on Instagram in the first place. As to whether or not you believe Kendrick in this incident, it seems there is a severe lack of evidence, and he was pretty emphatic with his denial, especially with the people he associates with, and especially with the people who have vouched for his character over the years. But again, I don't know, but in terms of whether Kendrick Lamar is swinging at Whitney Alford, I would highly doubt that, especially because the Drake diss itself is 100% a mischaracterization. A fire diss, though. But yeah, this was a strong response from Drake. And everybody I was talking to was saying like, oh man, Drake came correct. It was heavy hitting, with Drake stands propping it up, Kendrick stands being like, oh, it didn't really hit. But it was a strong response. And then an hour later, Kendrick dropped. Bro, literally, before the track could be mass digested, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams. And remember that track I said earlier? The cover art for that track is the same cover art for Meet the Grams, but Meet the Grams is zoomed out to show that it's a picture from inside Drake's house with his Ozempic prescriptions, with a receipt for the ring he bought. And the fact that the tracks are called Family Matters and Meet the Grams, Drake's real name, Aubrey Graham. Dude, it is the proof of proofs and the trap of all traps, because Kendrick does probably have a mole in Drake's camp. And right off the bat, these are the first lines of that track. Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. What the fuck? Right off the bat, he's addressing Drake's family, his son. And that first verse is him saying, your dad really isn't your dad, so I'll be your dad. Oh, bro, you can't understand me right now. Just play this when you're 18. And you know that kid's gonna do that. And the track goes on. Kendrick addressing Drake's mom, addressing his dad, accusing Drake of doing Diddy-esque shit, covering for sex offenders on the OVO roster, of degrading women and fetishizing them, saying that he's a terrible person and that he should die. He tells Drake that he should die 3 times. Again, If you're gonna rap battle, that stuff you have to be able to take on the, you gotta take that on the chest. But on the third verse, Kendrick starts addressing baby girl. And you're like, why is he, who's baby girl? And as it goes on, you start to realize Kendrick is saying that Drake has a secret daughter. What the fuck? Another kid? Drake has a secret daughter who's 11. He name checks that she's 11, that Drake should be there for her 11th birthday. I'll tell you who your father is, just play the song when it rains. He's a hit maker, songwriter, superstar, right? And a fucking deadbeat that should never say more life. And one of Drake's albums is called More Life. I'm feasting. I'm so happy. And then he addresses Drake and he says what I was telling you earlier, that this was supposed to be a sport, a friendly rap battle. This was supposed to be a good exhibition within the game, but you fucked up the moment you called out my family name, saying that, yeah, when Kendrick initially called everybody out, it was for sport, it was for competitiveness, but apparently Drake did something and crossed a line, and now Kendrick is coming for blood. And I gotta give you the last stanza real quickly. It's gonna be a long one, but just hear me out. Who believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in because you lied about religious views. You lied about your surgery. You lied about your accents, your past tense, all is perjury. You lied about your ghostwriters. You lied about your crew members. They all pussy. You lied on them. I know they all got you in them. Oh, that's when people aren't mentioning as much. You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out here hoping that you come. You lied about the other artists that can offer you some help. Fuck a rap battle. This song a life battle with yourself. Oh, bro, that is a nail. That's a knockout, man. Like, anybody saying that Kendrick needs to corroborate evidence, I'm telling you, most of these tracks are exaggerated allegations against these two guys. I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff is true and a lot of stuff is them just talking shit and trying to damage reputation. But it's about what sticks, and these are all pressure points that Drake has had in the past, especially since he lied about Adonis when he was called out about it in a previous beef that he had. And while Drake has denied the allegation on Instagram, him posting Instagram stories has actually hurt him as this has gone on. People thought Drake's diss was really substantial and it really moved the needle, but Kendrick's diss is a knockout punch. This is before I record Freestyle in the news. Kendrick dropped again. He dropped again. Bro, what the fuck? Listen, I haven't done any reactions to any of these songs. I am going to post this reaction on toosooncrew.com because I don't want to get it taken down. I'm going to post my thoughts on Freestyle in the news. Wow. It's fucking crazy. Oh shit! Holy fuck! Oh. What the fuck? Oh. Hold on. Oh, fuck. It's very clear. Euphoria and Meet the Grams are the two giant shots. Okay? I think this and 616 in LA just bring everything up like harder. Meet the Grams was a probably one of the is an ether level diss track. Kendrick 100% knows people in his camp. Like there's no fucking doubting it at this point, right? There is no fucking doubting it. The fact that he's dropping again, that is a huge spit in Drake's face. Drake prided himself on being the person, I got such a quick turnaround, I'm just gonna drop, he was saying that on the TaylorMade freestyle. He just dropped that right after. That has backfired heavily on him. That's gone now. He doesn't have that in his kit. But man, like, some of these are the A minor line. The line where he calls Drake like a he just straight up calls him a pedophile. That's fucking crazy. The things about Atlanta, the things about his I gotta run this back. Drake has a lot of glaring vulnerabilities that he's got to address. It was really stupid of him to make the Instagram captions, and he's got to respond with a track. And he's got to respond soon. Because the fact that this happened so quickly, Drake was all about the back-to-back shit. Kendrick has dropped more volume than Drake in the last 2 weeks. This is easily the best rap beef I've ever seen in my life. Nas and JC didn't have this volume of work. Feeling wise, this is a bop. It's solid. I think it's amazing. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If this drops on Sunday and there is another fucking Kendrick drop, I'm gonna lose my shit. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, that's fuck, dude. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go subscribe to Too Soon Crew. Go get yourself some merch. And anyway, my name is Zaid Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Let's go.